The tournaments roll on with an incredible matchup in the Class A baseball semifinals. The Wahpeton Huskies, who won their first ever EDC title earlier in the postseason, advancing to the semis for the first time in over a decade. Their opponents, the reigning and defending two-time state champion, Cheyenne Mustangs. These two teams guaranteeing that we'll have at least one EDC team in the state championship tomorrow. But who's it going to be? Trey Stalker gets a good feel for this ball over to left center field, sending home the first run of the day after a scoreless first two innings. And the scoring is just getting started for the Mustangs. Next batter grounds out. We go to the pitcher, Caleb Deere. He gets absolutely all of this one. High fly ball to left, and it is up over that ivy wall. The two-run shot makes it 3-0 Cheyenne. And the celebration ecstatic right after. Scoreless fourth brings us to the fifth. It's Deere again, this time to right field for the RBI. Benjamin Klaus scores. Mustangs tack on 3 in that half inning. They lead 8-0. And that score is going to remain the final. Cheyenne advances to the state championship, playing for their third straight title. Jamestown, the Western third seed against Fargo North, the Eastern 4. Quite the pitcher's duel today. The sole break in the bottom of the first. Peyton Hochhalter shoots one to center. Adam Sortland goes around third to home. Slide in time. It's going to be 1-0 Jamestown. The Burgers heating up outside at Young Field, just like the defenses. Jonah DeJong grounds one to left center. Flames are a little high there. Throw to first in time with the split, but there's a runner on third. It's a 5-3-6 double play with the shortstop getting the tag at third here. Jamestown still up by 1. To the second inning we go. Spartan pitcher Zachary Lamont recovering well. Back-to-back Ks to ground the Blue Jays offense in response. Hochhalter returns the favor. This strikeout gets us to the middle of the third. And from there we get another one of those pesky weather delays, halting the action for a while. But when we got back to it, it's Fargo North rallying back to win. They play Cheyenne for the state title tomorrow. And over to Minot for Class B action. Thompson looking to return to the state title game, but Central Cass isn't going to make that easy. Top of the first, Carter Moscho with a hard hit ball to left field. Jonathan Muse making the tough catch, but Logan Broughton tags up from third, sliding across home plate to make this a 1-0 game. Into the second inning, another fly ball, but this time Brody Gibson is going to make an incredible diving catch to keep this one out of play. Still a one-run game in the third frame. Braden Wolfgram heating up on the mound now, strikes out the side, and spoiler alert, he's not going to allow another run tonight. Into the bottom of the fourth, Tommy's looking to tie it up. William Welke with the grounder. That's going to be good enough to bring Reese Berberick back home to end that drought. We are locked up at 1 run each. Thompson walking this one off with a bases loaded hit by pitch in the bottom of the seventh. They are now 1 win away from repeating as state champions. Their opponents will be the same team they met in the title game last year. Lemoore Litchfield Marion winning a 12-8 thriller there. Over to Class A softball. Minot and Red River meeting in our first semifinal. The Mad Jets with a runner on third in the first inning, but Red River's 8th grade pitcher has ice in her veins. Jocelyn Bird gets out of the jam, retiring the side. That's only going to keep the Mad-Jets off the board for another inning, though. Bottom of the second, Sydney Barch cracks this one into left field. It goes all the way back to the wall. Hallie Baker trots home to open up the scoring. Into the third frame now. Minot leading 2-0 after an error, but they aren't done yet. Sierra Erickson with a deep shot of her own into right field. This one falls just short of the homer, but the RBI doubles giving the Mad-Jets a 3-0 lead. Minot state championship bound, an 8-0 shutout win in the semifinals. And last but certainly not least, two of our area teams meeting in the Class B softball semis. It's Kindred meeting Thompson. Tommy pitcher Drew Schwabe's off to a great start here. No runs allowed through the first inning. Thompson up to bat now. Olivia Dick with a high fly ball to left field. This one is caught, but it gives Sydney Schwabe enough time to come back home. The Tommies with an early 1-0 lead on the sac fly. The Vikings looking to stifle Thompson for now. The diving grab from Brea Mauk still able to make the throw over to first. Kindred's infielders making some great plays today, but it just won't be enough. A Cinderella run for the Thompson Tommies continues. They've now knocked off the second and third seeds from this tournament. They'll play the top seed tomorrow afternoon for the state title in Minot. Beulah eliminating Mayport CG to advance. We're going to have highlights from state baseball, softball,